Scientific knowledge is neither good or bad, but its adoption in engineering or technology can yield undesirable results, sometimes even immoral, especially in the pursuit of profit. For example, when radium was first discovered in the 1900s, a lot of people believed it was a miracle material. Other people praised it for its healing capabilities after they had seen it being used to cure cancer. So they assumed it could then be used to extend people's lifespan. They assumed it could increase people's life by 100 years or so. So it started being adopted in use of toothpaste, cosmetic products, health tonics, and other things. And this led to a lot of people dying. In particular, about 50 women were killed due to working with radium. Another example is leaded petrol, which was adopted to improve the efficiency of fuel. This was a good thing for the consumer in general because you could get more mileage for around the same amount of fuel you used to buy. But this was not ideal on the welfare, the health welfare of the consumer, because lead poisoning leads to a number of undesirable health problems, cardiovascular problems that leads to death eventually, and it is very toxic to children. It just changes how their minds and brains interlock and work, and just makes them not ideal. Plastic is a non-biodegradable material. It means that you can't break it down chemically into simpler products that can be somehow consumed by the environment or turned into something else. So they just break down physically into smaller compounds, not compounds, but smaller particles. And this creates microplastics that we end up breathing in, and some are, become part of the atmosphere. And its production just leads to greenhouse emissions and other things. And it's just terrible for the environment. Animals eat it, some animals get tangled with it. It has just bad implications for the environment. So we need to find ways to deal with it. So which is why it's really commendable to see the government of Botswana taking a hard stance against the use of plastic. So in general, we must exercise healthy skepticism when dealing with new technology, because we do not yet know what are the long-term implications of having it in society. The moment we start using it, the moment we start applying economies of large scales to it, how would it look like in our daily lives? So it is important that the regulator and the person being regulated, the engineers and the business people, are not in bed. There should be clear oversight, and the people, the scientists working for the government providing oversight, they must try by all their best to always be up to date with what is happening with new technology, and find ways to effectively provide oversight.